Hi guys, welcome to TCR. Sid,
Mike,
thanks for clicking on the video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
today we're going to talk to you guys about why we don't hate the haters.
I want to start off by saying that we love you guys, all right? We get a lot of people saying how much they enjoy the channel, how much they've learned, or that they got a giggle out of it, and that's, I think, our number one goal when it comes to the reason that we started YouTube in the first place. You know, kind of a Schoolhouse Rock of the farming, homesteading world. We try to be a little bit fun and a little bit, you know, educational at the same time. And we know that there's a lot of people that watch the channel that either have homesteads or farms or live a somewhat off-grid type
Sustainable,
yeah, lifestyle.
preppers,
Yeah.
variations of some of the things we do.
And we know a lot of you guys are maybe considering starting a homestead or getting a few chickens or, you know, dipping your toe somewhat into this kind of lifestyle. And we love that we get to share this with you. But we also, on the flip side of that, we get some people that watch some of our videos specifically that have to do with raising things for meat or processing animals that we raise for meat that, you know, hate on us a little bit. And, you know, we have talked about that before, touched on it in other videos, and we don't want you guys to think that we're focused on that. We're not.
Yeah, we're not trying to give the haters a bunch of bandwidth. We're not going to call in specific ones out. I think that the importance for us for this video is sharing with you guys a state of mind, a thought process in which we realize that there are a lot of different kinds of people in this world, different strokes for different folks, and it's worth recognizing that there are some people who disagree with what you do, and that doesn't mean that you need to turn around and hate them for it, right?
Right. And a lot of times, if you know, in the comments even, I will say, you know, good for you for feeling that way or for having those convictions. I don't believe the same way you do, but good for you for having those beliefs, and I respect you for it. But not everybody feels that way. Not everybody lives that way. And I try to make that clear to people that, you know, we all do, to some degree, do things that somebody else finds incredibly offensive or wrong or evil. Whether it's, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where some people will look at somebody who eats meat and think that you're a murderer and you're a bad person because of it. And I don't subscribe to that train of thought.
And that person doesn't eat meat. And I would say that I don't want to go hate on them for not eating meat, right? I don't want to say, oh, you're wrong, you must not be healthy, or you know, when it comes to religious ideals, you know, if someone disagrees with, you know, our process of butchering an animal because it doesn't meet some, you know, particular religious methodology that's a requirement, I would say in return to that I am not going to hate on them for the way they have to do it for their belief system, right? I mean, this we need to all, you know, be, I don't really like the word tolerant of each other, but
we do.
It's a word that's used, you know?
But we do. I mean, you do. And part of, to me, part of being tolerant of other ideas and other ways of life is giving them some space and some freedom. That's part of tolerance, is to kind of autonomy. Have a little bit of, you go be you over there and I'm going to go be me over here, and that's cool. And I feel like we could all use a little bit more of that lately. I think there's been a lot of, I think everybody would agree on all levels, there's been a lot of division lately. And I think that, you know, I can look at somebody that leaves me the nastiest comment on here and hates on me so hard that their eyes turn red. And I can look at them and say, you know what? That's cool. I still wish nothing but the best for you, human being to human being. Go about your merry way. And I think that we are very, very lucky that we have a lot of diehard loyal fans and Patreons that are very supportive of our channel. We've got Bob, who just joined Patreon, big supporter there. We've got Tony. We've got, you know, there's so many. I don't have my notes in front of me, but you guys know who you are that I'm always talking to in the comments. You know, Robert. There's a bunch of you guys. You're wonderful, and we appreciate your stories and your feedback and your interaction so much. You know, even when you don't necessarily agree with us sometimes or have a different way of doing some things that we've showcased, we appreciate different outlooks.
One of the regulars mentioned that when he was like 17 years old, he was at Paris Island when he did something, blah, blah, blah. And I meant to mention to you, tell him thank you for his service, because Paris Island is Marine Corps boot camp, or was. I don't know if it still is. It was back then. But anyway, I tried to comment on the post and I was unable to. I have no idea who it was now, but it's somebody whose name I've seen in the comments a lot, and I now know that he is a former Marine, and thank you for your service. Actually, not just you, all the rest of you that are former military and active military and first responders, and hey, let's just share the love. Thank you all for your service. Right?
There you go.
If you strongly disagree with something, maybe don't search the internet for as many instances of it as you can find, so that you can then try to start a fight with them. That's the one thing that I do find discouraging. I do appreciate the people who disagree with what we're doing, but do so politely. Like, they came across the video by accident. They weren't specifically searching for something that they knew they were going to get in a fight with, but then they said, I don't know that I could do that. I'm not a vegan, but I get my meat from the store. Not so much, down with the idea of killing an animal, but they don't hate, right? They just voice a difference in opinion.
Right.
And then there's those crazy whack jobs that straight are looking for a fight. They're like, oh, here's somebody killing an animal. Let me just dive in there and tell them how terrible they are. But whatever. I mean, like I said earlier, different strokes for different folks.
I guess our message basically is that we don't hate the haters. We find hate to be kind of a useless emotion when it comes to that.
It's tiring,
It's exhausting.
It's draining.
And we have a lot of other things that we rather be doing. So on that note, we love you all. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you get all notifications.